Hey there, welcome back to Results Not Typical by No Pants Profits. My name's Richard, and welcome back, or welcome here. And a lot of people have been talking about, well, not a lot of people, their community's gone to crap, but they want a lot of people to talk about this thing called Starstake. This is something we've been following for quite a while. Chris Hawk Jones, who is the CEO of Starstake, realistically, he's the head of marketing. There's a guy named Alan Friedland who's actually running and funding the entire Ponzi scheme, have done a pivot. And we've done a video on their pivot before, but what they've done very recently is they've decided that they don't want to be an asset-backed security anymore, and instead of being an asset-backed security, everybody's getting a job. So now what they've done is they've literally built a new MLM. They've redone the whole idea of Starstake to become a new MLM. So what we're going to do today is we're going to watch Chris's video in full that he posted on Starstake, or on their version of Discord, which is really just white-branded Discord. They call it StarHub. A couple days ago, break it down and everything like that. So let's go ahead. I'm going to stop it here and there, but I'm going to play the whole thing through because I think that's what's fair. So this is Chris explaining the pivots to Starstake, and we'll break it down. Some people thought they were going to get passive income. No more. So here we go.
Hey everyone, it's Chris Hawk. So I wanted to do just a behind the scenes video for those of you that are in the know about Starstake, or you want to know a little.
For those of you that are investors, remember, this has not been published anywhere publicly. This has been published on their internal sites. This has not been published to their YouTube. Everything about Starstake that's been published to YouTube has been published by Results Not Typical / No Pants. Continuing on.
A little bit more that you're maybe anticipating the release of Starstake, and
we're all anticipating the release of Starstake because it's not going to release. We're anticipating the release 2 years after Alan Friedland, who created it, said it was going to release.
You want an update, and I thought I would do something kind of different, and I wanted to show you some raw things, just because I think it's important that you see kind of what happens in the decision making and the ideas that we have in the background and how that translate into the products that are being developed. So I'm just going to throw this video together. It's nothing formal, but I think it will help you understand, for those of you anticipating Starstake here soon, what we're doing and what it's all about and how all these pieces are coming together. And so I drew some stuff onto the whiteboard, which I'll show you here in a second. And I think it'll hopefully allow you to see the thinking. You may not understand everything, but you'll understand maybe some of our thinking and where we're coming from on making the decisions that we are. Because in the end, it comes down to inevitably having a product that people want to use that solves specific problems that we feel.
They're just building a pyramid scheme generator, but you'll see that. Essentially, there's no stars. It's going to be a pyramid scheme on getting stars into businesses where they make money from their fans and fans make money from their stars. Legitimately, what you're about to watch is 35 minutes describing a pyramid scheme producing machine. I swear, this is crazy, but that's what you're about to hear.
We can solve with technology, and that we feel that is usable in the real world, that people will enjoy using. And that's really what this is all about. It's not about NFTs. It's not about, hey, the market's ripe for something like this. No.
None of that means anything. It's not about NFTs. It's not about crypto. It's about building an MLM making machine. So, as Exhibit says, we gonna put an MLM inside your MLM, inside your MLM. If you know Pimp My Ride, they put a car in your car, or a chandelier in your car, or a bowling alley in your car, or a hot tub or a fish tank in your car. They are putting an MLM inside of an MLM.
It's just we understand technology enough to know, hey, we can solve certain things with it. And that's what I'm going to show you in our ideology behind that, okay? So what I'm going to do is show you this kind of rough.
So what this is literally a whiteboard. There's some pyramid shapes here. I think that's very apparent, but we'll get there in a minute.
chicken scratch here real quick, okay? I'm going to start with the Venn diagram, and then I'll kind of expand, and I'll be as fast as I can. But
now, if you know anything about MLM's multi-level marketing schemes, this is all MLM language. This is not star language or anything like that. This is pure multi-level marketing scheme language. But I'll let Chris talk for a minute.
this is really an in-depth look at some of the components and how the pieces of our product fit into this simple model, okay? So I'll just zoom in here. So if I were to break down Starstake in three different ways, there's three buckets or three pieces of Starstake. There's connection, there's value, and there's utility, or how useful things are.
And again, you can relate this to an MLM. Think of Mary Kay. Think of, Cutco. Think of this is an MLM. He's giving you an MLM pitch for a platform built by an MLM inside of an MLM, because you've got Energy, that's the main MLM, then you've got Starstake, that's a digital application on the MLM, and now it's wanting you, the person who invested, to now work for them and build an MLM inside their MLM.
And so connection and value and utility. And in the middle of this, these cross sections, inevitably, like what we want here is to create loyalty, or customers for life, fans for life, this loyalty program that is
or another cult.
Never been done before.
That's never been done before. Don't know about that, Chris, but go on.
And to do that, so let me just show you how the product that we're building fits into these three things. And these are three things that must be here. We believe that this is the foundation, the three kind of cornerstone or pillars of our design process and the things that we make, and everything has to fall into this, okay? All right, so the first one is ownership, okay? Ownership, or the connection, the relationship.
The relationship. The cult. They're going to talk about funnels and click funnels and getting stuff in. This is an MLM. You're going to see this all very clearly, which is a multi-level marketing scheme. And there's not really a product. The product is invisible. It's your relationship with an artist. It's not just an MLM, it's a pyramid scheme. But I digress and continue.
That we make. And so things like StarHub, our community, our
StarHub is literally just Discord. And it doesn't get much activity outside of a couple little people. StarHub is a white branded version of Discord called Mighty Networks. It's nothing they built. It's not a big community. It's maybe 100 active members at most. So don't be proud of that, Chris.
Our Stardrop system, which is our communicator. Star Profile, which is the homepage for creators and stars.
Remember, none of this is launched yet. This is all bullshit he's talking about right now.
A launch pad, something we haven't announced, but you'll understand soon.
Yeah. Fuck that. It's something we haven't announced, but you'll understand it soon.
Our Star Connect NFTs, which some of you know about. Having a wallet, NFT bucks. These are all the things that build connections. And that's really one of the first things you'll notice over here. It says create the connection.
You got to create the cult before you build the bullshit utility, and then you pay them or you give them passive income. Either way you do it, this is illegal, but we'll get there.
And so when we were building this, in fact, this is one of the last things that we just added, because look, we were building all these cool assets that did things, but at the end of the day, we're like, okay, how do we get people into this Web3 world for being in Web 2 already? For those of you who don't know the difference.
Okay, the difference between Web 3 and Web 2 is, in order to be involved, now I'm going to tell you the real difference. This is the real definition. For those of you that don't know the difference. The difference between Web 3 and Web 2, Web 2, you're consuming content. Web 3, you are creating content, but more than that, you have an ownership, stake in the website. So, perfect example, there's an application I use called the WatchCoin website, and it allows me to watch my yield across all my different crypto coins. Well, I have to have a certain number of watch coins in order to use that, so I am essentially paying for that membership by owning a part of that company or by creating content for that company.
Web 2 is very much the information place that we are in today. Social media, engagement, people produce content, we consume it. And we interact with it a bit, but that's where it really stops, okay? So in the Web3 world, it allows now us to have deep connections with the things we care about, the creators, the artists, the brands, the products, all of that, in a way that just, quite frankly, wasn't possible or hasn't been possible. But the first thing we have to do, and the first thing we looked at, is how do we create the connection? And if you look at creators, that one of the biggest
How do we build the cult? How do we build the MLM? How do we build the downlines? Remember all these things, because the title of this is going to be MLM Pyramid Scheme Starstake. I mean, it'll be a little, well, better built than that, but that's really what's going on here.
challenges they have is they don't own their community. They are kind of held hostage to their communities. They've worked really hard to build amazing content, right? Like think of a YouTuber, for example. And
Oh, we got a YouTuber right here going over content. Again, I make no money on this content. I have a separate channel, which I make money on, and I've removed all of my Starstake stuff from that channel and put it here now because I think it's just to show you I'm trying to help people not get scammed here. I'm not making any money on this. I'm wasting my time here. As Byron Sneeringer would say, why am I wasting my time? Because I don't want any more people to fall for this trap. And I'm going to see this through till the end, till 3-letter and 4-letter government organizations come knocking on Byron Sneeringer and Chris Hawk Jones and Alan Friedland and Peter Ohanan. And, you know, I still like Shang, if you know something. So I don't think she really knows much of what's going on here. But till they go knocking on all those doors.
It could be a musician too, but a YouTuber is a good example because look, they spend all this time creating all this content and streaming and producing and doing all the stuff themselves, a lot of people, and they produce that content and look, it's YouTube. It's on YouTube. YouTube owns that community. If YouTube says one day to that creator, hey, you can't be here, we don't like you, which they have done before, either we'll,
He's right. They've done it a lot, but I don't think Starstake's any different. I mean, if No Pants Profits wanted to make a Starstake profile, would No Pants Profits be allowed to make a Starstake profile? Because they're saying it's Web3, they're saying it's decentralized, but it's a company. Someone's in charge, so it's not as cut and dry as you think.
Demonetize you or just kick you off. And so all of a sudden, all that hard work gone, you just lost the network in which your show or your YouTube channel, your community, you lost it forever. You don't own it. You don't control it. In fact, the problem we found after interviewing several creators in that space was they were doing things they really didn't want to do, and they were doing them because of YouTube's rules and these algorithms. And they don't tell you exactly what the algorithms are, but these creators have to go out there and create content that YouTube wants you to create, so you will be seen to supposedly your community, right?
So yes and no, or if you have a community off of YouTube, you can just link to there. So this video goes right after I make it. It goes to a community that's all about scams and MLMs, and it's a Reddit community. It goes there and people watch it, and they don't really find it on YouTube. So he's right and he's wrong at the same time.
You have to appease to these algorithms so you can get viewership, and it's tough because maybe the content you really want to create isn't the shorts or maybe it's long form content. Maybe you don't want to be dancing around, and doing things that just aren't you, but that's
I don't dance around and do things that aren't me. I've always done long form content and done very well with it on YouTube.
What people want to see, or that's what people are gravitating towards, and that's the way the algorithms are built, etc. But at the end of the day, you don't own that. You don't really have a connection that is yours between you and that community, and that makes it very difficult in the future for you to communicate with them, right? So if you wanted to get in front of all of them, it's very hard to do that for the most part, okay? And then most importantly, they don't.
And you're not really going to fix that because you're still going to be centralized. If No Pants Profits or Results Not Typical wanted to make a Starstake account, I'd make one and you'd kick me off right away. You're no better than what you say you're going to censor.
So ownership.
And it's proven by when everybody says something bad in your community, you kick them out, you call them fudders, you say enough. So yeah, bullshit. Bullshit. It's not happy fun times. It's only happy fun times if you like it and it's furthering your scam.
That connection is really important. That's why we created the Star Connect NFT inside of Starstake. And that's, for those of you that don't know, and I'll show you, is the entryway into Web3 in our opinion. It's like your baseball card. It's like your trading card. It's that free NFT that you can give away to all of your fans and subscribers in the Web2 world. Even though they don't know what a wallet is, they don't know what Web3 even is or why they need an NFT, they don't have to worry about any of it. All you're going to do is you're going to say, hey guys, come over to Starstake. I created this cool Star Connect NFT. I'm going to give you some free content. I'm going to give you, free drops every month. I'm going to do this. And you build the value in that free thing. And that's just The free thing is the way that they get the value that you're delivering. It's no different than on a website, you putting in a name and an email address to get a download or to get free content. It's proven it works. It's just the way that you build a business typically is you give value. In return, you get to build a list. And then over time, you get to add value to that list and people buy stuff.
That's how you build an MLM. But go on.
Okay. The Web3 isn't any different, except it's on the blockchain, and except you can own that, and except you don't have to deal with email deliverability problems, except this is yours. So now
you still can't communicate effectively directly with people on the blockchain. There's nothing that exists right now that's doing that. You're still going through this central Starstake website, which hasn't been updated since 2021. At least hasn't been published of any updates since 2021.
Star Connect is the official connection from fan to creator forever. It time and date stamps say this is the date, maybe this is the date that I became Gary Vee's fan. I have his Star Connect NFT. It's stamped right there. I can see when I was a fan. Gary can see when I became a fan. And that's very valuable over time because I have that NFT in my wallet, even though it was free, he could use any other site and say, hey, to come onto my Shopify store, you need my Star Connect to get these special things. Or he could do it all over the place where NFTs are accepted. Not only
sounds like there's no actual product there. And you know what that is? When you have an MLM with no actual product, it's called a pyramid scheme.
Just on Starstake. And even if Starstake went away or was disappeared tomorrow or whatever.
But Starstake doesn't exist, so how can Starstake go away? And if it goes away, then there's just a worthless shitcoin NFT in your wallet. There's no way this is connecting without that. So it's bullshit what they're spewing.
Those tokens are always going to be in those user wallets, okay? Because those are non-custodial wallets. So
okay, cool. But what can you do with them? I got a bunch of shitcoins that are worth zero because they got rugged. What are you gonna do with them?
Ownership connection was a very important piece. So that's what we looked at, is building the connection first and foremost. Okay. The second thing was accessibility, utility. Let's just call it utility, as you see down here, utility. This utility is how do you give the value? How do you provide the value in a Web3 world that gives ownership, that certifies its authenticity, that allows it to do things you don't need intermediaries to do that. You don't need banks. You can.
So he's talking about that, not needing banks, not needing anything. Let's revisit something real quick. Let me see if I can pull up this. Let me see. Let me see if I can find this image. Oh, I've got a lot of stuff. Honk.jpg. I'm looking for it. Nope, I'm not finding it right now. I'm just finding images of an actual hawk. Let me see if I can find that, and I'll bring that back to you.
You give rewards, financial incentives, all that kind of stuff. So our Starstake NFT or SNFTs fall under the utility category. The access NFTs that deliver merchandise, t-shirts, concert ticket, whatever, content, okay? Creator Hub, the utility of having a space where creators can go and make these things.
None of this exists. None of this is live. This is all theory. Just say.
Without having coders and knowing anything technical. Rewards fall under that, like the utility of getting rewards for doing things. Our Star Drop system, which is like email 3.0 or something like that. And then any kind of opportunities or money falls under that.
It's like email 3.0 or something like that. Okay, a lot of confidence here.
So utility was really important. That's why we built the SNFTs, okay? And number 3 is the...
All right, we are jumping right here. I've gone ahead and I've sent that image to myself so I can show you. But yeah, Chris is saying that this has not been done before and it can't be done before. Why is he saying that this has not been done before and it can't been done before? Well, let's take a look. Because he has talked about this before, and I actually talked about this full well with him knowing who I was, because I was a guy who helped bring down Builder DeFi. But I straight up asked him, I said, why not do this all in dollars, cash money? I'd get behind and promote this if you use cash. People need to be qualified, accredited investors. Unfortunately, you can't, because you have to have centralized banks, can't create an application currency. You need to use DeFi. Otherwise, you're a centralized organization, and that's illegal. They're making a company. They're making a centralized organization. No matter how you slice, dice, or cut this, it's illegal. So I want you to just fully understand what's going on there.
Value. So how do you calculate, or what is the value of a fan? What is the value of the star, of the person? So that's like things like performance, and what is the meaning of it all, right? And so that's where we've built out, our Stardex, which is kind of a growth factor internally, our fan score, which is the metric,
which is making you an employee, a 1099 employee, because you actively have to work to get rewards now. It's not a buy something and get a passive income with a asset-backed NFT, or an asset-backed security, as the SEC would rather call it.
Trick in which creators can use to reward people. This was a huge milestone for us to build.
Milestone realization that we have to take everybody from investors and make them employees. I do hope before you launch, you give tax forms. You have tax forms as a centralized company, and everything that's involved right there. So,
and that uses fan creds, and fan creds are like points that you earn for just being a fan. And Stake Hub,
and doing active work and referring. This is an MLM, multi-level marketing scheme, but keep listening. Again, scammers gonna scam, schemers gonna scheme. People who have an MLM and a pyramid scheme background are gonna MLM and pyramid scheme in everything they do for the rest of their life. You know why? Because that's all they know.
Was the place where your meaning is visualized. It's where you go to see that stuff, right? And then you have achievements, which is like, hey, to a star, what's a super fan? What does that mean to be a super fan, etc.? So these three things are, all of our products fit into those buckets, okay?
Again, no actual product, but
in the end, is to create loyalty, customers for life.
Got to create loyalty. Got to create customers for life. Now, it's a business thing as well as a cult and MLM thing. Look, businesses love customer loyalty. You're not going to hear me go, oh, businesses don't love customer loyalty. Of course, businesses love customer loyalty. But when you hear how this is actually being laid out, you'll go, oh, that's a cult. It's an MLM. It's a pyramid scheme. It's a Ponzi scheme. It's whatever you want to call it.
Life fans for life. The cross sections you'll notice between connection and value is value plus connection equals clear value with meaningful relationships. Okay, you can't create.
Again, nothing is involved with money here. This is all feelings and emotions. Feelings and emotions are what cults and multi-level marketing schemes use. Their money sheets, the money is way in the back because the money doesn't really matter.
Customers for life, and that's the ultimate goal in any kind of business, or fans for life if you're looking at audience side, without having a relationship. So you have to have the connection, right? And you have to have the value to create the meaning behind the relationship, okay? Then you have value and utility. So you take the value, which is like the fan score and the fan credits, etc., with utility, things that I value as a fan. So that creates high production. So the first one creates high performance, right? I'm motivated to do things because I know my place in the world as a fan. I know what I mean.
Again, there's no money involved here. It's all a frou-frou pyramid scheme for you to build an MLM. So Energy's an MLM, Starstake's an MLM. Now Starstake wants you to build an MLM inside of Starstake, your own MLM, where you're the star.
To that star, and that star knows what I mean, their value to them. Right? So the utility and value, the cross section here, is high production. It's what's actually created. So you take the value, that fan credit score, and the utility to the things that fan cares about. Maybe it's rewards or access or whatever it is. So value plus utility, sorry, it's a little funny when I took the screenshot, equals meaningful value with clear results, right? So you take great value, everybody knows their place, what their value is on both sides. They have something that they're getting of value, so the fan gets stuff that they want, and in turn, the creator gets the actions that they need, and that creates meaningful value with clear results on both sides, okay, coming from both parties. Then you have this utility and connection. The cross section here is the high satisfaction piece. So you take the connection plus utility equals accessible relationships with mutual satisfaction, meaning both, now there's a connection. I have access to you as a creator, if that's the case, right? The creator has access to me. We're building this relationship, and we have mutual satisfaction because I'm getting the utility, right? It's useful to me to get a backstage pass, to get financial rewards. And to the star, it's meaningful for me because
this is a multi-level marketing pitch. I hate to keep saying it, but that's all this is. And most of the people that they're suckering in are MLMers for life. So, yeah.
I get the action I want out of it. And so all three of these play into building the loyalty in Starstake. And all of these, look, you can have NFTs that do all this stuff, but it doesn't matter if there is no metric in which we measure our value, right? And if we're not both satisfied, like for example, a YouTuber may say, hey, subscribe, like, and comment, and that's great for the YouTuber, but the fan doesn't get anything out of doing that, right? And of course, if they like the content, it makes sense, but the fan is...
Yeah, the fan doesn't get anything, but if they like the content, they get more content like that in the future. I've never said like and subscribe on this channel or on No Pants Profits. I might do it in the future, but like only 5% of people that watch these videos are subscribed. So I get a different audience every time, and I'm kind of okay with that.
Isn't motivated to share it. If they like the content, sometimes we do, right, as fans, but we don't get anything. There isn't this mutual satisfaction necessarily. And so the performance doesn't come from that, and hence why people have to pay for advertising. And this is quite frankly why Facebook and YouTube and all these platforms make so much money, because to get performance, they have to pay for it. I'm not saying that in Starstake they won't have to pay for it, but now they won't have to pay for it to the platform. They get to give it to the fans. Now the fans get to give them the performance that they want, the sales that they want, the value that they want. They want to get more exposure. The fans will do all of that. We do it anyway. We're just not, we're not compensated.
So now we're employing. We're not compensated. The fans will do it. We do it anyway. Hold on. Again, I'm saving this. I think it's going to be very useful in future court cases against civil court cases against Alan Friedland, against Chris Hawk Jones, and against Brian Sneeringer and Peter Ohanen, which are running this, but that's why I'm saving it.
They want to get more exposure. The fans will do all of that. We do it anyway. We're just not, we're not compensated for it. So this was really important, and that's why I said create the connection, build the utility. Okay, so as far as a creator, it's like, hey, you have to build an official connection with your fan. What is the official connection? And then build the utility. What's useful to them? Is it financial value? Is it things, products, services, content, whatever they care about? Build that into a system like a fan club type system using NFT technology, and then reward production accurately. Right? Give the rewards to the people that deserve it. It shouldn't be about, look, the best way is not to buy a stock in a company. Okay, yes, that can serve a company. Doesn't always work out so well for
foreshadowing
for the investor, right?
That's foreshadowing if I've ever heard it myself. I kind of want to hear that again, because that's exactly what's going to happen to everybody who's invested in Starstake.
Rewards to the people that deserve it. It shouldn't be about, look, the best way is not to buy a stock in a company. Okay, yes, that can...
Or buy an NFT in a company. He literally admitted that this is not the best way. The $700,000 worth of NFTs that Starstake sold that nobody knows where that money went.
Serve a company doesn't always work out so well for the investor, right? Not saying, and we are the polar opposite of that, because look, if you buy an NFT, it doesn't mean that you get anything, but based on your production,
you get nothing based on your work. So now Starstake is employing their users to do work.
Look, if you buy an NFT, it doesn't mean that you get anything, but based on your production, based on, look, if you own certain things or you create service to certain, then I'll go through that with you.
You create service. That means do work.
You get more of those rewards because you've served that person. You've proved to be a fan or super fan, etc. And so it's measurable across both sides. Super cool. All right, let me just show you how this all comes together now.
Please do, Chris. Show us the whole MLM. Show us the funnel. Show us the pyramid. Show us all those terms that these companies use.
So you have the fan here. This is just the average fan who...
We got a flow chart, but it happens to be in a great shape of a pyramid. I know that's just a fan in a shirt, but it is very convenient that it's in a pyramid shape.
Likes music or whatever, okay? Most cases, in a lot of cases, we see people learning about Starstake or getting connected on Starstake because, remember, most people are still in the Web 2 world. This will change once people start transitioning towards a more Web 3 friendly kind of ecosystems out there. And companies are getting there. They're getting real close now. So this is why we created the Star Connect. So somebody out there could say, hey, come over to Starstake, grab my free Star Connect NFT. I'm going to give you this for free. I'm going to do this for you. It creates immediate satisfaction.
It sounds like an MLM religion cult pitch. Immediate satisfaction. Yeah. First hit's free, like drugs. You know, puff, puff, pass.
Right? It gives you something for free. You don't have to take a risk. You don't have to know crypto or do anything really.
Yeah, because we want you to get involved in crypto if you don't know crypto. Again, they're trying to scam people that don't know any better. If you're watching this and you're like, should I buy this stuff? Should I get involved in this stuff? Should I invest in this stuff? The obvious answer is no, but let's continue.
In the Web3 world, and we solved the wallet issue to a point where all you have to do is literally put in an email. It creates a non-custodial wallet that you own using an amazing magic technology from the organization called Magic.
And what's funny is they've switched companies like 4 times that we're doing that because the thing hasn't launched for 2 years. So yeah, it's about reducing friction. I agree. You want to get more suckers into crypto because anybody who looks at this analytically goes, this is bullshit. But, you know, suckers that you can get in that don't know anything about crypto, well, they might buy this crap.
It's awesome. Okay, so a Web2 person has zero friction when it comes to getting this cool free thing. And they may not even know what to do with it, but it's like a trading card. If you care about somebody, let's just say you like Gary Vee or Les Brown or whoever it is, you can...
You're selling an NFT and you're giving the NFT away for free. And guess what you're really doing? You're screwing over you people who said would get 5%. Now, to join in, you don't even have to pay any money. So those people that bought the Starstake Mission Series 1 NFTs, that you were like, hey, you're going to get 5% of everything that transactionally happens, you've just screwed a lot of that over because you're giving it away for free now. Well, you might think there might be sales in the future, but yeah, this is an MLM. This is a Ponzi. That's what's going on.
Get their collectible NFT, but inside of that, there can be value. He can do drops to you for promotions, coupons. He can do give you downloads to content, token gated content that we built in here. So it creates immediate satisfaction and trust. Okay, we solved that problem. Now they're in the Web3 world. Now you can show them your main loyalty program, which would be the Starstake NFT, and this is the one.
And remember, they're talking a lot of stuff. Their tweets are getting views, maybe 300 views, and likes. 14 likes. I've been blocked on their Twitter, so I've got to go in some kind of back way. But they're getting almost nothing there. Some retweets, some likes. It's nothing. They have no traction for this. So they can talk a big game all they want, but there's no traction for this whole business. The
NFT that has all the cool bells and whistles and the perks and the royalties and rewards and all these cool things. And so we made the adjustment to where Starstake NFTs are free. You can get a start.
Yeah, you made the adjustment so they're no longer asset-backed NFT, no longer asset-backed securities. Again, as we said, we're talking about the adjustment, and I think the adjustment is a useful thing. When we're talking about an adjustment that's made, let's jump back here. People would need to be qualified accredited investors and follow SEC rules. Unfortunately, you can't because you have to use centralized banks and you can't create an applications currency that allows you to bridge the gap between artists and fans. No, you cannot. Trust me. I spent the last year and a half working on this. You cannot create direct transactions using banks with artists and fans. I go, yeah, legally you can't. You need to use DeFi to create the access points for them. Otherwise, you're a centralized organization and that's illegal. This website is hosted somewhere. It's likely hosted, it's hosted by United States citizens inside of the United States. This ain't DeFi. This is an MLM Ponzi scheme, MLM pyramid scheme. That's what this is. It ain't DeFi.
Starstake NFT, you don't have to pay for it. You can just get it from the star, whether that's a Starstake NFT for a Justin Bieber album or a...
And remember, what you're doing in the future doesn't absolve you of what you've done in the past. They've done Energy, they've done Energy Go, they've done Builder DeFi, they've done Energy NFTs, they've done Dildo Dudes, which is actually a thing. Alan Friedland's little pet project. I see it all. I find it all. And that's just talking about during this scam. You go back further in history to CompCoin and some stuff that Byron Sneeringer's done in the past. And oh my God, Tarek EQ Amali. We got something coming up on him. So yeah, be aware.
Book or a brand or whatever, it doesn't matter what it is. You can get it for free. And when that creator creates that Starstake NFT, they can assign rewards. So because they're their fans, and maybe it's for an album, they can say, hey, I'm going to give these rewards over time. I'm going to give these types of rewards to my fan base. It doesn't mean just because they buy the SNFT, the Starstake NFT, that they get them, but this is the reward structure they want to give to their fans for doing things, for being a fan and doing fan things. Okay, so they can just simply get that for free, and they can get reward incentives, and I'll show you how that works, how they actually earn them. Or if they would like to buy an access level, and all this is what you're actually buying is not the Starstake NFT, is you're buying the access. So for example, if I'm a musician, I can say, hey, get my loyalty program, my Starstake NFT. It's free. There's certain perks for that, just like you would have like a loyalty club anyway. And you say, hey, but if you spend $500, I'm going to give you 2 backstage passes. I'm going to give you a limited edition t-shirt and, live weekly content once a week. That's what your access level would be. And a creator can have multiple access levels. They can have VIP programs. They could have, just like a regular
Talking out his ass. They don't have any creators other than his wife, Shang. And once people figure out who Alan Friedland is, they're going to run from the hills. And trust me, I'm going to make sure everybody who's an actual celebrity that signs up for this, if they do, know exactly who they're dealing with. And that's one of the main reasons I'm making these videos. They're going to be Googleable, they're going to be searchable, and everything like that. So just showing it as I see it.
Web 2.0 business would have. You could have different tiers, and all that does is that provides the things that fans care about most, right? So in a musician, maybe it's the concert, the access to the music, special music, whatever that is, they deliver that through access. It's not for the Starstake NFT. Okay, that's free. They get the reward incentives already. But the access things, to be part of a special club, the status of that is really important. So they can build that out, okay? They get the access to NFTs that delivers the merchandise, the e-commerce piece of Starstake, that's all in place, right? They also get a reward multiplier, which I won't go into now. But regardless, you have the Starstake NFT, maybe you have some cool products, services, content, whatever with it. You're part of this loyalty club. Now you have these incentives. How are those calculated on Starstake? Well, calculated through what we call fan creds. Fan creds are just the
jobs you're going to do. Yes, there's things you own, but there's a job. Service is a job. You have the service, one of the dumbest fucking names they could have chosen for this. You have products and you have services. Those are the 2 different industries that people can work in. Service is a job. So I've talked to Byron Sneeringer about this. He's like, no, people have to self-report. No, that's not how this works anymore. As soon as anybody makes over $600, if you're a centralized organization, which Starstake is, because you've got their CEO talking to you right now, which Starstake is, they have to report to the government. They have to get everybody's social security number before they pay out a penny. And I don't care if you're paying them in crypto or dollars, it doesn't matter. The IRS don't care. If you are doing a service for money, that is a job. It's a 1099 job. So you just went from SEC violations with a asset-backed security providing passive income to IRS violations with not providing proper documentation to the Internal Revenue Service for people doing a job or being registered as an employer.
Metric. It's a way of measurement for artists and stars, brands, to evaluate and know who their fans are. And by knowing who they are, they know the value they bring, and then they can reward them more for doing that. It's smart, right? So as a fan, there's 4
They're employing them as 1099 contractors.
Fan attributes. We call it customer, ownership, service, and loyalty. The first fan attribute that you can get fan creds for is customer scores. So, obviously as a customer, if I buy a lot of products and I spend a lot of money with you, just like if you go to any kind of reward program, the more money you spend, the more points you get, and the more things you can use those points for. Typical stuff.
Cool, that's fine. But we're talking about cold hard cash at the end of the day, and but it's gonna be Polygon, it's gonna be Matic, it's not gonna be cash. It's a cash equivalent. You're paying people. And your lawyers checked it out and everything. No, you're still paying people. That is part of this function, is that you are paying people to do a job. Now we'll see. Fine. Customer, I agree. It's a rewards program. Easy. Now, you can give them back rewards. They buy something, they get something. Easy. BOGO, extra sub, a free haircut, different things like that. But here's where we get into more interesting.
Costco, a lot of these companies use that metric. Okay, so yes, you can. One part of your fan attribute is your customer score. So you earn points for every dollar that you purchase NFTs. It could be access NFTs, t-shirts. It could be Starstake NFT levels. It could be bucks.
I mean, this does sound like all the front-loading and products that you get in MLM. LuLaRoo, where they sell the stockings and stuff like that. It's just all MLM pyramid scheme talk, but continuing.
Whatever it is, the money you spend gets a point value, and that helps determine your rewards at the end, and I'll show you that. The next is ownership. So it's more of the quantity or the things you own. So if you have a full set of...
And they're going to say this is not an MLM or a pyramid scheme because the customer is buying a product. Let's see the products. But is this really the customer? Is this the fan? Why is the customer getting cash back? They're employees.
Golf clubs, if you have a full set of NFT bucks or collection, if you have many of something, you're given a score for that and rewarded for that. As
this is the nice illegal pivot here, so pay attention. Number 3.
you should be. Service
is the job you do for the star. Essentially, there's not going to be any stars on Starstake. What this is it's going to be a recruiting firm for people to build their own MLM inside of Starstake. And like I say, one of my favorite lines I've ever said is Alan Friedland, who made dildo dudes to make a dick out of his own investors, is doing it again. Because this is no longer an investment, you now have a job.
Is the other attribute. So as a fan, if I serve that artist or brand, if I'm doing things for them,
if you're doing things for them, you're a task rabbit. You're a 1099 contractor, as far as the IRS is concerned.
Given a score. And inside Starstake, one of the things that we measure very closely is referrals. And that's an easy thing to do.
Oh, okay. So now referrals. So now here comes the pyramid scheme. Because remember, you got to refer. Well, it only goes down 2 levels, but you've got to keep recruiting. There is no product. I told you, MLM scum never changes. So they're talking about 7% referrals now, and you got to do that work, and you got to sign new people up and everything like that.
You, especially launching a product, out of the gates, and of course we can add to this over time. But initially, is if I'm a fan and I send my friend or my friends or whoever to your NFTs and they decide to buy them, there's just a straight affiliate program, right? There's a 7% that just goes to the affiliate. That's all it is. There's nothing more to that. It's just like an Amazon program.
Yeah, it's just like an Amazon program. You're selling a real product. It's an affiliate program. No, don't fucking say Amazon. Just like every other MLM scam in the world, where all the money is in recruiting and none of the money is in the actual product. Or you're going to make your distributors or your stars buy the product early. Then you have a product. You front loaded the product. Come on, this is an MLM. It's so funny. They're just building another MLM inside an MLM inside an MLM. It's funny as hell.
But that is a metric we can measure. So that's me as a fan being of service to you as a brand. I send people to you. They end up buying your stuff. They like your products and services, whatever, whether they buy or not, they get stuff. That's recorded, and that's recorded and given a service score. Okay.
Yep, that's your job. 1099 contractor per the IRS and per a lot of other government organizations. I'm just saying per the IRS because the primary target of theirs is in the US. They have some targets internationally as well, which is interesting from we're talking about 3-letter and 4-letter organizations, but there's a longer one called Interpol who I've already looped in on what's going on as well.
And the last attribute is loyalty. And so it takes...
Loyalty is important. You can't have a cult without loyalty. You can't have an MLM without loyalty. You got to scare the shit out of people until they believe that what you're saying is true.
It's an algorithm that we built that takes customer plus ownership plus service, and it calculates...
Oh, a secret algorithm that they're not sharing. So it's if you're not doing your work, you're not getting rewards. And rewards... money, not free subs, not free haircuts, not free beer. I do love free beer as a reward.
It's kind of an overall loyalty score, and it gives you it under that attribute. Okay, so these are the performance metrics that fans get. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to calculate it yourself. It's really cool. It's like a game almost. So you get to see these things as you're just doing basic fan stuff we already do. And so we wanted to make sure that the things you already do anyway, that it just naturally gives these points and you don't even have to worry about it. So it creates the performance.
Yeah, it just naturally gives these points. Stuff we're already doing. We're already working for our money. You know, we're getting taxed by the tax man for our money. So stuff you're already doing, we'll give you some money for.
Performance. It also creates the incentive. So if I'm like, oh, if there's a certain amount of rewards that are built into this SNFT or loyalty program, then I'm like, oh, I want to buy more stuff, or I want to share more, or I want to do more to support that band because I'm rewarded for it, right? And so that's what. And
yeah, you want to do more. You want to work more. Service is the service industry. That's employment. Great job, Chris. Great pivot. Going from a security to employment. You know, most big criminals in this world were not taken down by the FBI or the CIA, or I'm just talking about three-letter organizations, or the NSA or the DHS. They were taken down by the IRS. You chose the wrong thing to screw with here. This is going to get the IRS all nice and bundled up in their panties because you've now become an employer and you're not issuing tax forms on your employees.
Ends up being your fan score, and your fan score is the aggregate of these 4 attributes. And so that's what's calculated at the end of the day. That fan score, next to all the other fans of this star, is calculated, and that's what determines your achievement rewards. Okay?
Yeah, that sort of determines how much money you get. Look, you call it whatever the hell you want. Achievement rewards, fan scores, service. Now you're doing a job. You're legitimately doing a job in order to get money back for doing a service. That is a job. 1099 contractor.
Okay. That, in a nutshell, very simply, that creates the production, right? So you have your satisfaction over here. It creates performance, these incentives. So now
production, it produces something. Holy crap. Why do you admit this in your frigging chart? Are you an idiot? Continuing on.
As a fan, I'm just doing basic fan stuff. I'm getting fan creds. And then all of a sudden, boom, I'm getting a fan score. And at the end of the week, I can see, oh, I'm getting a reward for that. And it doesn't have to be a financial reward. This was something that we took into account. So in Starstake, the cool
it doesn't have to be a financial reward, but that's what they're telling their investors.
part is, yes, the SNFT can have financial rewards. Maybe it's a
It can have financial rewards.
percentage of something.
It's a percentage of something. They promised 5% to everybody who bought their Mission Series 1 NFTs. But it doesn't have to be financial because we're changing shit now. It doesn't matter. Remember, this is not a company. It's DeFi. The community is changing. No, bullshit. Going on.
Somewhere, it's up to the creator to build that. And they can obviously do that. And the person with the highest, fan score within this, obviously will get a bigger piece. Now, as a
money
creator, I can also say maybe this month I can say, hey, my top 10 super fans that have an overall score, so basically the top fans that have the highest score, fan score, I'm going to give my next concert backstage passes to those 10 people. Or I can say my #1 super fan for the month, I'm going to give an e-bike or something, whatever it is. It could be
This is all nice and cute, but they have no following on social. They have nothing. They're just like, well, we're early. We're still building everything. You've been building shit for 2 years. You've done nothing. You guys are a bunch of failures. Chris Hawk Jones, Alan Friedland, Byron Sneeringer. You guys are failures. And I think, Peter Ohania, who's hidden in the background, I think it's Alan's partner, is a failure. And I think they've got people I like Chris Kapp. I like Maria Martinelli. Tariq's we're still looking into, are just employees. That's what's going on there. But these guys running it are fucking failures.
Products, it could be services, content, it could be access to them, whatever they want to do. Now that they're getting the data, they can see who those people are and they can determine the actions they want to do to promote that matters to them. Not to us, Starstake. We don't know what matters to these people. So we just wanted to create the mechanism for them to do that, which is really cool. On top of that, they could also do a promotion, say, hey, for the month of March, I'm going to do for the fans with the highest service score, right?
For the fans who did the most work. Remember, how you pay people is irrelevant as far as the IRS is concerned. You are doing work for a business. This star is a business.
So it has nothing to do with how much you spend, what you buy, none of that. So
has to do with how much you work.
Those of you that are support me and send people to me or whatever, things we have under service, for those of you that have the highest score, top 5 people, I'm going to give this to you. and they can drop access NFTs that deliver products, services, content, whatever, right? It could even be bucks. They can choose whatever they want to do.
It can even be dollars. Remember, bucks are matched 1-to-1 with US dollars. So he's literally saying, yeah, we're paying services. You're doing services for money.
They can customize that on the fly at any given time to really communicate, build that connection, right? Establish the value and deliver the utility that matters, right? Deliver the utility, the things that matter to me as a fan, and we all win. It's mutual across that, mutual satisfaction as we call it, okay? So that is the connection. That is Starstake. If I were to just break it down, that's now there's a lot of things that happen in there and whatever.
That is the criminality of it. He just broke down the criminality of all of it. Unless they, hey, look, start collecting social security numbers, start reporting the IRS that all your people are employees, they're going to pay self-employment tax and everything like that. You're going to have to pay income tax because you're taking income as well. I mean, you as Starstake are going to have to pay a corporate tax and everything like that. But we'll continue.
You don't have to know. All you know is, hey, I'm a fan. I got this free thing. I got this really cool stuff. Oh, that wasn't so scary. What else do you do? Oh, you have this cool club. I want to get the NFT for that. You get that.
Cool club.
That for free. And you're like, oh, but there's a VIP. And that gives me all these cool products that I really care about. And, ooh, I get to meet you in person. I'm going to buy that, right? And I buy that. And now I'm like, okay, I have a fan score of 100,000. How do I get that to 500,000 to get this achievement reward or to make more royalties or whatever the thing that's there? The creators can build really deep, connected loyalty programs with Starstake in ways that they've never been able to do. So if somebody were to ask me, say, Chris, why are you doing this on blockchain? Why are you using NFTs? Why not just use cash money? Why not do?
Hey, holy shit. That's exactly what I asked him. If someone were to ask me, holy crap. Look at this. Why not do this all in dollars? Cash money. It's like he's got my script in front of him. He says he's learned stuff from me in the past. People need to be qualified investors. You need to use DeFi. This isn't DeFi. This is a centralized company that's paying out percentages. But it's so funny that he literally just said cash money. Let's jump back.
Do it the old way because the old way was broken, you guys. It's not possible.
Yeah, because it's illegal. The old way, you cannot connect artists and fans without the fan being a qualified investor. The artist can make a stock and they can sell a stock on the US stock market, but this is there to protect investors. I don't care how you feel about it. I don't care if you think it's hurting investors. If that's the law. You can't change the law. It's what Alan tried to do as well. Alan said, well, he didn't agree. Like this argument that Chris is making, I want to rewind it a little bit because Alan settled with CompCoin, and when I questioned this in a Builder DeFi review, literally Alan said, well, he was just ahead of where the world's going to be. Well, guess what? As the law exists right now, you can't do this. So by doing this, you are breaking the law.
Just use cash money. Why not do it the old way? Because the old way was broken, you guys. It's not possible. You couldn't do it. Why do you think YouTube and Facebook don't want to change their ways? Because they have the market on lockdown.
Yeah, you try and bullshit and you say that your thing's going to be bigger than YouTube and Facebook. It's not. It's not going to succeed. It's not going to be anywhere near that, but you're tricking investors right now because this is an investor pitching call or a MLM pitching call. They're not. Those companies have succeeded. They started small. They did things the right way. You're not doing things the right way. You're lying to people. Let's get there.
They know they do. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just their business model. We all use it and a lot of us like it. I have no problems with them. But to do something like this to me is the next evolution. For me as a fan, I care about certain things that I care about. And I want to be closer to that. I want to get rewarded because I like to share stuff anyway. It'd be really cool if I could get things for it.
Yeah, you're doing that work anyway. You might as well get some money for the work you're doing. But you're doing a service. And you're getting money. IRS needs to know about that. Internal Revenue Service. Both in the US and abroad.
Really cool if I could feel like I'm valuable and I actually helped that brand or company. Like, you don't have to ask me, you don't have to hire me to do it. But look, if I'm just sharing.
You are hiring them. You're paying them in order to do it. Of course you're hiring them. You're a centralized organization that then is having people do something and they're getting money. Once they get more than $600, you have to report it. Before you pay it out, you have to report it, get their social security number, and report it to the tax authorities. That's the way it works.
Hearing it, I would love to help out. I love nothing more than that. And so for me as a fan, it allows me to naturally do that. And then all of a sudden, now I'm like this super fan. I know my value, and maybe if that creator or that brand recognizes me, they can see who their super fans are. They can reach out, and now it builds this bond that you just can't do otherwise. It's just impossible. And I will tell you what, the secret to this all is understanding, perhaps, possibly, we can't read the future, of course.
We can't read the future, of course, but we're pitching it like we can. You know, Byron Sneeringer has said how much money Starstake is going to make in the future, even though he has nothing. He says he has nothing to do and no financial ties to Starstake whatsoever. Bullshit. But you know, they can't predict the future, but they're talking like they can.
Is where the world might go, and what things like blockchain and NFTs can do.
But you're not blockchain and NFTs. You're using blockchain and NFTs as a crutch to try and make and seem what you're doing legal. It's a lot harder to go to prison for doing blockchain stuff than running an actual Ponzi scheme. It's a rug pull, it's a blockchain, and what's nice is most of these people, like Chris Hawk Jones seems to be Chris Hawk Jones' real name. Alan Friedland is Alan's real name, even though we don't talk about Alan. Dwayne Noble is not Dwayne Noble, that's Byron Sneeringer. You know, this is gonna fail. Not a question of if, it's a question of when.
And there's a lot of companies trying to figure that out. And a lot of
I mean, should I say it's already failed because it's never launched?
Companies are focusing on utility of how can we give membership access within NFTs? And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And that's great. You got to have the utility. But if you don't have the connection or the value metrics,
if you don't have the employees, the 1099 employees working for your customers, which are also your, like, this is an MLM because your stars are also going to be working with other stars, and it's a build your MLM thing. No big stars are coming on here. The second they figure out about Alan, they figure out what these guys have been doing in the past. Now, there might be some washed up celebrities, but no one who's big and relevant is ever coming on Starstake. And you know what? I'm going to use a Byron phrase. You could take that to the bank, or the DeFi exchange, if you want to call it that.
Blind. And you're just going to offer, and why not just, look, you can have a membership site in Web 2 where you just put in your email, you pay it with a credit card, and you get access to content. That's already out there. That doesn't change anything, so why use NFTs, right? You have to understand the...
Good point, Chris. I want to rewind that a little bit because it's important for you to know. Basically, think of it like an adult website where you're paying for adult content or anywhere like that, or YouTube Red. You're putting in a credit card and you're paying. How is that any different? Web 2, Web 3? I like Chris's pitch here.
You pay it with a credit card and you get access.
Go back a little bit more.
You got to have the utility, but if you don't have the connection or the value metrics, you're blind.
You don't have your worker bees that are actually working for you for essentially free, and you're not reporting it.
And you're just going to offer, and why not just, look, you can have a membership site in Web 2 where you just put in your email, you pay it with a credit card, and you get access to content. That's already out there. That doesn't change anything, so why use NFTs, right? You have to understand the practicality, and that's why we always talk about our core competency here is to always make sure we're creating products that are usable in the real world, that are accessible to everybody, and that are easier, that's faster, and better than what currently exists. Otherwise, we won't waste our time with it. And so that's part of the reason why Starstake has taken as long as it has taken. Okay, now let me...
Yeah, that's part of the reason why it's taken as long as it's taken. Also, you know, we've pivoted a whole bunch of times, and Alan's a dildo dude.
Show you the Star Connect NFTs. So this is just a quick demo. Sorry, I'm talking so fast, my words don't come out. But here is an example. So as part of Starstake as a creator, you can create your free Star Connect NFT. It's like your...
Now, this is a landing page funnel for an MLM. So I want you to be aware that this is the whole build your own MLM part of the scam. So you've got Energy, which is an MLM pyramid scheme, Ponzi scheme. You've got Starstake, which on its face is an MLM pyramid scheme, Ponzi scheme in order for their investors. And now it's teaching people how to build their own scam inside. Hey, it might be successful. You know, you can get scammy people to build their own scam and then it goes big. But I mean, watch this.
Personal card that looks just like this, and you get your own landing page.
I do have to say, Chris, that's a glorious beard.
So you get your free landing page with your account. You can customize the hero section. You can put a video here. You can customize all this text. Down here, there's these sections here. You can customize this middle section as well. It's got some stats about you. It shows your card here. You can customize the look of that by uploading your picture or a picture, right? Just some basic things here. And people that come here,
Hey, look, it is beautifully designed, but it's incredibly illegal.
they'll have to do is connect their wallet, which is all they need is an email address. Again, super amazing with magic.
And I do want to say, hold on.
Basic things.
They do actually have a 2023 copyright date, finally. So you couldn't see that with me in the corner.
Here, and people that come here, all they'll have to do is connect their wallet, which is all they need is an email address. Again, super amazing with magic. And then boom, they have a wallet and they can click a button and we're literally just drop it to their wallet. No gas fees, nothing. It's that simple. So now that
Because it's not really on the blockchain. It's just a damn website.
person just got an NFT, probably didn't even realize how easy that was, right? So the cool part is not only do creators get this custom landing page, they also get a custom thank you page or a success page. So as soon as somebody gets that drop,
And look at the scam stuff they put there. How to make online money, $3,000 a week. Oh, God.
to their wallet, it comes here. They can customize a video. We have another version that's just an image. And they can say, hey, because
Grab my free NFT below and receive exclusive content and perks that are only for holders of the NFT. The NFT is your official... Okay.
they got them here. That was the part of the battle. And now they can say, hey, thanks for grabbing my free Star Connect NFT. Make sure to check out the token gated content inside your stake hub. But before you go, I created this awesome VIP club. Check out my SNFT here, right? And so they can create a video and talk about whatever they want to talk about. They click this link and maybe it goes to their Starstake NFT, their loyalty club thing, whatever. It could go to Bucks, go wherever they want it.
Their upsell. Give them something for free and then send them to the upsell. This MLM, cult, religion, Scientology, whatever you want to call it, all bundled into one.
To go. But it allows them to customize this page as well. So it's kind of like an introductory funnel that creators can use to get all their communities here and then show them the magic of what the opportunity is with Starstake to be.
So yeah, it's a click funnel for building an MLM inside of Starstake. You see it there in the top left corner.
Here as a fan. Okay. So the let me just show you. So as a user, you'll have something that looks like this. So you'll have a My Star Connect section where you'll be able to see all the different brands and people that you're connected to as a fan.
Chris Hawk, a random friggin' dude. I would call him a dildo dude.
Remember, Star Connects, it's the official fan connection. It shows your fan creds, how much you have for that artist, that star, that brand. They can click on view contents. And when they do that, that's where there'll be a page. This is just a preview, but there'll be a page here that has your details, your fan score, etc. And then down here, you'd have token gated content. So if that creator wanted
NFT bucks. Yep, that's dollars. They're trying to sell dollars. They're trying to sell a currency. Alan hasn't learned from the CFTC that you can't go selling a currency, but okay. Cool, guys.
to give these token holders some content or links or downloads or video, whatever, they can put it in there. So only people that own this can see this content, right? And you can see all the different other fans and what they're...
Look at, I like all the fake names we've got. Chris Hawk, James Bond, Rick Sanchez, Mustard James, Southwest Bond, another dude, very, very unique. Kills Preggy. Kills Preggy. Useful. And Starstake.
Their scores are, fan creds, all that kind of stuff. So that's built into this. Okay. So you have the lander, the success page. Also, on
you
the
can
Star
see how
profile,
long
right?
this
And you can
scam's
see
been
all-
ready. Fans since. This scam's been ready forever. They've just been dragging their feet to try and trick more investors to get in before it goes boo and just flops. You talk a big game, but they're saying these are new changes. Look at the fan since date. This has been ready to go for 5 months already. There was no real big pivot.
all the different other fans and what their scores are and fan creds, all that kind of stuff. So that's built into this. Okay. So you have the lander, the success page, also on the star profile page, which is like the home page for
Hey, look, it's Shang. It's Chris's wife, the only star on Starstake that you can really Google and know anything about. You can Google Chris, you'll find about the MLMs he was involved with in the past. And this is not even a website. This is actually just a wireframe right now. It does work, but it's a wireframe. It's not really live.
Creators on Starstake, they have a section now for just the Star Connect. So it could be like, get your free Star Connect. Oh, then check out my bucks. Oh, then check out my other NFTs. Okay. So pretty cool how we just worked that right into the mix. Now,
And we got $2 million in fan rewards shared. And 800,000 fans, but Shang actually has less subscribers than No Pants Profits does on YouTube, so I don't think Shang has 800,000 fans, which shows you how easy this is to modify. I realize it's just wireframes, but can you really trust anything on here? That's another question too.
now let me just show you real quick is the flow in Creator Hub. So inside of Creator Hub, there is a dashboard now for Star Connect. You can see all the fans for that Star Connect, so you can see all the people that are connected to you officially. And then you can create different editions, okay? So I can go ahead and start creating a Star Connect. It's really easy. I just go in here, put in the title, description. We have different background colors and styles. It's really cool. They upload that, they continue, and that's it. You got a Star Connect. It literally one step, and you have your very first NFT. Did not cost you anything, didn't take anything, right?
Whoa, cool, but 2 years ago you had this too.
You're probably asking, well, why would Starstake do that for free? Why would they cover the gas fees? Why would they do that if, you know?
Same reason drug dealers give you the first hit for free. Because the goal is that they get more money from you in the future. Same reason Costco gives out free samples. I haven't even heard this yet, but I can tell you that's why.
Where are they making their money? Look, if nobody's on Starstake, if nobody's enjoying it, it doesn't matter. So
Yeah, if nobody's on Starstake, it doesn't matter. They've realized this is dead, so now they're saying, let's get people in for $0. Who's that going to screw over? That's going to screw over their existing investors. They're people who bought in for thousands of dollars, who bought they bought in for $2,500, bought 25 Mission Series 1 NFTs with the logic that they would get 5% of all the money that comes onto Starstake. You know what we just said to them? Fuck you! So, yeah.
wanted to give the tools, and that's why we built this the way we did, to allow creators and brands to be able to bring their communities here in a way that was fun and exciting and easy. Okay, so now I can go to the next step. I want to go and build my page. So I can come in here and kind of like SNFTs in a way, I can go and build out my page.
Literally, you're building an MLM funnel directly on the site.
So here's the hero section. I can customize this text as you saw. Any of this stuff here is customizable, or I could create a video. So here's the video version. So I could upload a YouTube link and put it right there. Now I could edit this section. You can put as much content as you want in the white section. And here's the preview. So then the creator can just go through, oh, that's my page. Looks good. I like it. Confirm and proceed. Now I'm on to the success page. I can just leave the default text if I want to. My card will automatically show here. The NFT Star Connect will show. It also shows the edition E1 and the date that this was created. Okay. And it also
May of 2022, when Starstake was originally supposed to launch. Just saying. Kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. You question how long these assets have been ready to go.
also shows the fan's number. So whenever it's minted, it will show you you're officially Chris Hawk's number 4 fan in the world, which is pretty amazing, right? To say you have those things. Okay, so I can use this, or I can create a custom page, which is, again, the success page that I showed you, where you can put...
I expect there to be a lot of fake fan numbers, because it's hard to fake YouTube subscribers, hard to fake YouTube views, hard to fake Twitter subscribers and things like that. But when they have full control of this website, they might lie about what's going on. Just saying. Shang had 800,000 fans. Shang has less than 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. Just saying.
Video and all that kind of stuff. Okay, and then I can save and preview. Oh, there's my success page that they see. Cool, that's good. That's it. Now I can choose to create that token gated content if I want, you know, like the free stuff I want to give away when people get this NFT. Eventually our drop system will allow you as a creator to drop NFTs to people, kind of like email, which is pretty cool. So if I want to do that.
Eventually, you know, Starstake's only taken 2.5 years. So eventually we might do something else in the future. I trust their timelines. We're recording this on the 8th of February, probably by the 8th of March, none of this shit's launched. They're going to keep dragging their feet because guess what? He can try and get more investors, even though that pool has dried up because there's this asshole called No Pants that's telling the truth about what's going on here.
I just come here, create my content, put it in here, hit save. That's it. Now I can just share my link to my landing page for my Start Connect and tell my community to come over and grab it. That's it. Okay, so now that I have that done, you can see I have my current edition right here. If I have previous editions, it shows it right here. It has the steps. Once again, I can come back here and I can edit certain things, the token content, but once it is created, you can't edit this. I can create a new edition very simply just by clicking there. I can see more about my fans. So as a creator, I can say, okay, I've got 10 million fans, and you can see the different people. Oh, here's Chris Hawk.
They will never have anyone on this site with 10 million fans. You can take that to the bank or the DeFi exchange.
Minted on this date. He's got this many fans, etc. So kind of cool. And then the different editions. So these could be the different editions that I create.
Ooh, is that Tariq there? Ooh, sexy Tariq. Trust me, we got an expose on Tariq. Tariq is an interesting character coming up.
You could create one every day if you wanted. You could create one every week. But just remember, once you create a new one, the old one is no longer available for people to get. People that have them still have them, which is great because it's kind of like a collectible card thing. But whatever the current one is, that replaces it. So only, that can be available. All right. So that in a nutshell is Start Connect. Really excited about it. It's turned out wonderful. Can't wait for people to use it. I think it's going to be a great resource, and it really brings that beginning of that connection, that official fandom to those brands and to creators in a way that doesn't cost money, and it's fun, and
it doesn't generate any money for our investors because it doesn't cost money. So we don't have to worry about paying 5% to everybody who bought at least 25 of our NFTs, which are asset-backed securities. So yes, changing things and becoming an IRS problem in the future does not change your past and get away from your SEC or Securities and Exchange Commission problems in the past.
I think having that landing page is going to serve people really well. So anyway,
to build their own MLM.
That's it, guys. I hope this makes sense for you. I hope this was helpful to give you kind of an overall idea of where our head's at and the decisions that we make of building the connection, creating the value through fan score, fan creds to both parties, right? Mutual value. And then also having the utility built in that matters most to us as fans and to creators alike. And then you bring those all together to create these fans for life, these customers for life, which is the ultimate goal in any business. And create connections that have never, ever been created before. That's where we're going. So anyways, hope you enjoyed it. More to come. And we're wrapping this thing up and can't wait for you guys to get your hands on it. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Again, that was shot February 5th, 2023. But you watch that, and here's the real question. Who is the customer here? Is it the fan? Is it the artist? No, the customer is the platform allowing you to make a DIY MLM. That's what this is. This is a DIY MLM platform where you can decide to become a star and then build an MLM around your stardom. That's all that's going on right here. They literally built a platform for making MLMs. Impressive, if you understand what's really going on. But this ain't for stars. No stars are going to be there. The whole point of this is to build a platform where you can make your own MLM, have downlines, have referrals, have commissions, have everything else like that. That's what they did. Not what they're telling you they're doing, but that's what they did. This is Rich. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them below, or you can email me at nopantsprofits@gmail.com. This is Richard from No Pants Profits, reminding you yet again, stay away from MLMs, stay away from Starstake, stay away from energy, stay away from energy go, stay away from all of them. But most importantly, when you're wearing no pants, there's only one thing you got left to lose. I think we all know by now what that is. It's your shirt. Have a great one. Bye.